This week on Inside Boulder News, Council approves a snow removal pilot program, the city considers relocating 900 prairie dogs, and the Conference on World Affairs continues its mark on Boulder.
Welcome to Inside Boulder, featuring topics and stories that impact the community of Boulder, with Patrick Von Kaiserling and Jennifer Bray. And on the news set, Natalie Wood brings you the stories making headlines this week. Inside Boulder News starts now.
Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Natalie Wood. Snow continued to fall over Boulder Tuesday night as Council heard a report on the city's snow and ice removal program. Boulder doesn't currently plow all residential streets because the cost would be too high, but Council approved a new pilot program Tuesday to plow and treat just those residential streets that have a history of problems. For years, residents have questioned why the city doesn't plow all residential streets. The answer, a double in snow removal costs.
Besides the budgetary impact that we're not prepared for, Colorado's average sunshine and temperatures tend us to make us believe that it's not necessary, so we analyze that.
But there are some streets in Boulder that are slow to melt because of topography and solar shading. Streets with a steep gradient, like this one at 8th and Baseline, are icy and slow to melt. The new pilot program aims to thaw out some of those problems.
Everything west of Broadway has some components of the grading and the street shading issues. And the areas in this black box are the areas that we're proposing to do the pilot program.
Although plowing those residential areas will get the snow off the streets, staff wants residents to know there are impacts.
There will be snow placed at the end of your driveway. There will be snow up against your parked car. If you left your trash cans out for the day prior, there'll be a windrow, a little pile of snow there. So please be prepared to, clear your end of your driveway on your own, because the city does not have the staffing to come out and respond to everybody's driveway and clear it for them.
The pilot will run from December of this year through March 2014. 900 prairie dogs may be moving from city-owned land to open space. The prairie dogs are currently located around Foothills Community Park and other open space colonies, and the city is proposing to move them to open space land south of Boulder. The public met with staff at an open house Tuesday to discuss the proposed relocation.
The city has two guiding plans that we've developed, one for prairie dogs in urban areas, the Urban Wildlife Management Plan, and the other is the Grassland Ecosystem Plan. And both plans identify opportunities where prairie dogs can be protected and areas where there are conflicts with the current land use, and the prairie dogs in those areas are identified for removal. So this project, we currently have a lot more prairie dogs in removal areas than we do have receiving sites or sites available for prairie dogs. We picked priority areas for this next relocation project.
The city intends to apply for a state of Colorado permit to relocate the prairie dogs from these lands, which are designated removal areas. It's not common to have a military expert and a cartoonist debating the same subject on a panel, but that's what makes the Conference on World Affairs so unique. Each April, 100 participants representing a wide range of backgrounds gather at CU for a week of discussion and debate on what the late Roger Ebert called the Conference on Everything Conceivable.
It's not about succeeding, it's about failing.
We do everything from foreign affairs, business and science to the arts.
The human rights violations going on in Syria gets at the core of the American fabric.
Over the years, we've had everybody from Eleanor Roosevelt to Buckminster Fuller to this year, Hendrik Smith, who is a Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative journalist for the New York Times. So not only our students, but our community members get to rub elbows with and ask questions of people who've had extraordinary experiences and extraordinary lives.
What's in that job description, because clearly, you have a different idea.
There's something about Boulder. I mean, this is not a portable conference. They've tried this elsewhere, and it hasn't really worked.
Boulder is a community that is not only physically attractive, but has a very lively and politically active and culturally active community. So there are lots of individuals who show up at the panels who could, in and of themselves, be sitting on the panel because of their interests and their experience. So I do think Boulder's draw is part of what makes this conference so powerful.
It's a community that gets created amongst these 100 people who bond very well with our Boulder community and from people around the area and all around the country now.
Channel 8 will be airing CWA sessions starting next week. Visit boulderchannel8.com for details. Boulder's four-legged residents are gearing up for their favorite race of the year. This Sunday, the Boulder Reservoir is hosting the 13th annual Canine Classic 5K. Runners, walkers, and their dogs will race to support many crucial programs that work to end sexual assault in Boulder.
It's a great event. It's very community-based. It's fun. People walk and run with their pets, their dogs if they'd like. The event helps support our prevention education programs. Those are programs that are very difficult to find funding for, and so any proceeds from this support that.
For more on Mesa and the upcoming race, visit movingtoendsexualassault.org. Thanks for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions, or send a Sign Me Up message to mycitynews@bouldercolorado.gov to receive video updates like this newscast in your inbox.